let's talk about the need to change the path to pro system for Call of Duty. I remember being 16 years old and attending my first CWL event in Anaheim. Back then, we had over 150 teams at every event, and the atmosphere was electric. I knew right then and there that I wanted to compete and go pro in Call of Duty. If I could talk to my younger self now, I'd advise against it. When Modern Warfare 2019 came out, the CDL had just been announced and people were excited. There were plans for tons of events and promising opportunities for amateur players. Then COVID hit right after the first event, and that's when the spiral began for Path to Pro. I was still 17 and eager to compete by the end of the year when I turned 18. Little did I know the mindset have shifted for amateurs. People got so used to doing nothing but playing Call of Duty during the pandemic that this mentality has stuck to this day. We've lost so many players due to this change in mindset and the schedule we used to rely on for competition. The league hasn't helped much either, cutting back on events and limiting participation to and at most 90 teams. We used to have countless people who dreamed of going pro in this field, but both we and the league have killed that dream, and it's only getting worse. Every day I see more people lose their passion. Some have wasted years of their lives because of the changes we've caused and the league has enforced. I get that most people probably won't care about this message, but you should if you want to see the scene grow again. Okay, so real quick, let me just butt in. I think the scene is doing a lot better than people give it credit for. I think we're constantly breaking viewership records. It's not as bad as everyone likes to make it seem. If only we could recapture the passion and talent we once had. I know a lot of people like me have had to deal with this. We've killed the scene for up-and-coming players because we can't seem to change our ways. People really need to think hard about what they want this to grow. More players. Okay. Don't waste your life hoping for an opportunity that so few get. I agree with this. Listen, I think challengers need to change their scrim schedule. That's pretty much the extent of what I'll say. I think the challenger scene has no business being on the same scrim schedule as the pro team. You should be able to compete in challengers while also, going to work or going to school. That way you're not putting all your eggs in one basket for an opportunity that I agree so few get, and also that I think that so few deserve. I think that's a misconception a lot of people have, is that everybody that plays well in challengers deserves a shot in the pro league. I completely disagree. I think a lot of players go from challengers to the pros and embarrass themselves and get destroyed. And I think once in a blue moon, you get a challengers player that truly performs at the same level in the pro league that they were in challengers. And for example, I would give you Scrap and most recently Neptune. So that's my honest take on challengers. I think if you truly are good enough, odds are you will get a shot at some point. It may not be as quick as people think they're entitled to, but I do think that if you are good enough, you will get a chance. And we've seen that happen time and time again. It's just not as... Actually, no, it's more often than people give it credit for as well. This year is a bit of an anomaly because we had a Saudi team buy a spot, and that team is region locked, or was region locked to Saudi. Obviously, now that's changed. But the reality is, I think former pros run challengers. I know some people try to debate that with me, but former pros run challengers. The people that win in challengers are former pros. 9.9 out of 10 times. It's players like RCDs Exceed, Fellow, all players that have been in the league before. And I think very rarely right now do you see a talent that is so above the rest from an unknown variable. And I think everybody's looking for that. So I hope at some point an insane player that hasn't gotten a chance before gets a chance and goes on to prove they belong.